friends, we're back. So we're basically going to tell you how we met. I don't know how long this video is going to be because it's actually not very elaborate.
It's really not.
I guess we can pretty much tell you our story from when we first met all the way to now. And that would make the video a little bit longer for you. So this is the story of how we became friends and then how we got to where we are now, where we are living together. By the way, we have to apologize ahead of time because we know that this is going to be so all over the place. Our first year in middle school, and we had gone to separate elementary schools because our town has like 30 of them. I'm kidding, it has 2. Basically, we went to different elementary schools, and then in 6th grade, I went into school and realized that there was a choir that I was not a part of because I didn't know it existed. By the way, I'm not trying to look smart or anything. These are my blue light glasses and they protect my eyeballs from the light that is currently sitting with the camera.
I don't remember what provoked me to wanting to join choir. Like, I have no idea. But 12-year-old Dakota took a lined piece of composition paper. Have I ever told you this story?
No.
That makes it 10 times better.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Took a lined piece of composition paper from her language arts notebook or something like that. And I went to my mom and I said, "Mom, I'm trying to compare handwriting. Can I have your signature up top and your writing down at the bottom?" I swear that is what happened.
You conned your mom into signing a piece of paper so that you could get into choir? Because they didn't want you in choir? Is that why?
I never even spoke to them about it.
I'm trying to compare handwriting. Can you? I love that.
So I put an X next to her name, a line underneath, and said, "To whom it may concern," and I filled it out. Girl, I'm being so serious.
I went to one of my teachers and I was like, I wanted to be in choir.
And what did one of those teachers say?
And they
to
were
help
like,
you?
they were like, "Okay, honey, we can talk to somebody." They were so concerned because I was really upset that I wasn't in choir. So, basically, I got put into choir, and I remember, actually, I think they changed it that same day. Because I remember getting late into the choir room and sitting in like the back. And I remember we were singing a song about America. And about like how like, "Oh great America" or something. And everybody else knew the words and I didn't. So I was just kind of sitting there. I was so scared. I was so scared to be in choir. Which is funny because I really wanted to be there. So now on to the how we met. Obviously it was in choir, but I still find it so funny. I was a total loner. I did not like to talk to people or to have friends. I just wanted to be left alone. So basically, I remember it was a day where Miss Davis was late.
She was late.
Everyone was lined up at the outside of the classroom waiting for her to get there. And for some reason, I was at the front of the line. And here comes Tall Pants. Walking up to the front of the line, talking to people, like just being a social butterfly. And I'm at the front of the line and I'm like, "Don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, don't talk to me." And then she comes up and she goes, "Hi, I'm Dakota. What's your name?" And me, I go, "Shannah." And she goes, "That's cool. Let's be friends." And I'm like, "Okay." And then we never talked again.
We didn't.
Okay, no, I think we talked. It was like once in a while where she would try to talk to me and I would just kind of be like so distant. And then junior high came. I know that with like concerts and stuff, I would always be super nervous, so I know she would be the person that I would go to constantly. And we would kind of just hang out until we went on stage and after we went on stage. So in junior high is finally when we became, I guess, closer and started telling each other everything that neither one of us really needed to know. Including when I started hurting myself, which was fun. You were the only person who knew. I got reported. Somebody had gone to the guidance counselors at school saying that they were worried about me or something, and I can't remember if it actually ended up being you or not.
I think it was. Because
I mean, I remember being so mad, and we didn't talk for like a week, and we thought that was a really long time. She claimed that it was not her. She literally lied to my face over and over again because she was afraid that I wasn't going to want to be her friend anymore, which was honestly probably true because I was really dramatic at that age. Still am. She always told me, like, no, it wasn't me, no, it wasn't me, no, it wasn't me. A couple years later, we realized it was.
Then why were you so mad at me in the beginning, though? Like, do you remember leaving?
Because I still thought it was you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember her leaving the choir room. Like, I vividly think about this sometimes. Like, she's leaving the choir room to go over to the high school, which is where the wellness center was, and...
Oh, yeah, they made me start going there, too. That was fun.
And I'm up on the risers, because we're practicing for a concert, which was, like, what, 2-3 weeks away?
Mm-hmm.
And I look at her, we make eye contact. You made sure you made eye contact with me. And she just gave me...
I don't keep no secrets. If I'm mad at you, I'ma show you.
She gave me, like, this angered look, like, why would you do that? And I was like,
oh no. We obviously started talking again. We kind of just left it in the dust. And high school is really where we got close.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we were pretty close in junior high, but high school is when it got real. It was more like a school friendship than anything else. For high school, it was pretty much all of freshman and sophomore year was just us. That kind of thing. I know that you got me into like GSA and SMAC and like that sort of thing. Sophomore year is also the year that I was hospitalized because I was still hurting myself, and it got to a dangerous point. I remember I was in the hospital for my birthday. I got out the day before my birthday. You and Sarah were like the two people that stuck by my side that entire time. So yeah, after that we became even closer than before, and then junior year was a normal year. Because junior year was the year that we actually kind of separated a little bit because of junior year things. And then senior year is when my mom died. And it was like towards the beginning-ish of senior year. It was within the first semester. It's also important to mention that Sarah was in school with us for our senior year. So I don't remember where it shut off. I don't know where it shut off. However, we ate lunch together every day. Mm-hmm. And that was really our only time together, whereas Sarah had joined choir. We saw each other whenever we had a chance to, really. We rode to school together, we rode home from school together because she lives right next door, everything of that sort. So I think that was the year that me and Sarah were probably spending the most time together that we ever have. First year after graduation, we didn't really, like, we talked on Snapchat and on the phone and like that kind of thing, but we weren't spending a ton of time together. And then in the beginning of, or like mid of Sarah's sophomore year, and I'm saying a lot about Sarah because she has a lot to do with how we became too close, which is kind of terrible, but you know. In the middle of sophomore year for Sarah, she was dating this guy, and something happened. I'm not going to go into detail with all that because we're not talking about Sarah, but something happened that basically caused Sarah to just cut me off completely. I never got an explanation. I never got anything. And now I know why. Like, there's no hard feelings for that anymore. We've been over it and done with. When that happened, is kind of when I started really becoming a loner again. I didn't really talk to anybody. I got really depressed. I mean, after me and Sarah stopped talking, basically, you started coming over here more.
I did.
I mean, your life with your family wasn't great.
That's
like,
also true.
it wasn't healthy, I'll say.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a lot of things that were happening. I'm trying not to say too much that she doesn't want out there, which is hard because she doesn't know what to say. And so basically it got to the point where she was spending weekends here, and then eventually it was kind of just she was staying as long as she could before somebody was like, hey, when's Dakota going home?
Yeah.
So it was that sort of thing for quite some time. I feel like it was like that for like 6 months.
6 months, yeah, we'll give it that.
And then November of this past year is officially where Coda was still staying at our house for kind of like weeks on end.
Oh yeah, I would not leave.
And we were kind of in the middle of trying to figure out how to ask if she could move in. Yeah. But we didn't want to put the pressure on my grandfather either. So what ended up happening was something happened with her family where basically her family was like, you're not going back over there.
Yeah.
And she calls me and she's like, so they say I can't come back. And I was like, who? What? I was on my way home from work, actually.
You were. That's right.
Grandpa had dropped you off at home so that you could talk to your family. And they were like, you're not going back over there. So she calls me and she's basically like, so my family says that I'm not allowed to come back and I don't want to be here. And I was like, okay, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to call Grandpa and you're going to ask him, can I live with you guys, basically, until my family can get everything going on with them figured out or whatever. She packed up her stuff. Not all of it, obviously, but all of the essentials she packed up. And he went back to her house and picked her up. She left without... I think they were gone, right?
Oh yeah, they weren't home.
And I think you called them, right?
I think I called them.
You called them and you were like, I'm going back to Shannah's. And they were like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I'm going back to Shannah's. Like, I won't be home until you guys figure it out. I won't be home. My grandfather went and got her. So I get home and basically we decide, okay, Coda, you have one of the bedrooms. I have one of the bedrooms because we were not sharing a room.
Oh no.
And because we knew we would get tired of each other. Mind you, this is like 3 days before Thanksgiving.
Oh, seriously?
And we had the Jonas Brothers concert to go to the weekend after. Which is another reason why both of us were like, what do you mean Coda's not coming back to my house? We have a concert to go to next weekend. Like I said, she's been living with us ever since. I think you've only been to your parents' house. Never to spend the night since.
No.
But you've gone over there maybe 3 times and actually sat with them for a while. Where we are now is that we're stuck in the house 24/7 together because of quarantine. Okay.
All right.
Well, That's how we became friends and got to where we are now. We were supposed to go to Vegas last weekend and it didn't happen. Corona! That would have been a great trip. We were supposed to go to Washington in September. We don't know if that's going to happen anymore. Our concert for that has been postponed, but our hotel has not. So we don't know what we're going to do yet. It depends on if Corona is still around. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you tomorrow because...
Quarantine.
Quarantine. Bye!